Today, we are going to tackle something that honestly affects every single one of us: social etiquette. But look, let's just forget about the stuffy, old-fashioned rule books for a second. What we're really talking about is a practical guide for making our day-to-day interactions just smoother. Less awkward, and a whole lot more pleasant for everyone. So, let's dive right in.
I want you to just take a second and think about it. Come on, you know the feeling. That moment where your stomach just drops, maybe your palms get a little sweaty, and you just wish you could hit an escape button and disappear. Yeah, we've all been there, right? It's that feeling you get when the unspoken rules of society suddenly feel very, very spoken, mostly because someone just completely broke them.
You know this one. You're walking just a few feet behind somebody. Maybe your hands are full of groceries, and wham! The door just swings shut right in your face. It's such a small thing, but man, it feels surprisingly rude, doesn't it? Or how about this absolute classic? You've been waiting patiently in line, doing your part, and then someone just swoops right in ahead of you, acting like the line is just, a friendly suggestion. You can almost hear the collective sigh from everyone else. It's a truly universal frustration.
And oh, this one, the conversation hog. You ask a simple question, "How are you?" And 20 minutes later, you know everything about their job, their weird cats, what they had for breakfast, but they haven't asked you a single thing in return. It stops feeling like a chat and starts feeling like a monologue you didn't even buy a ticket for.
So all of these awkward, kind of frustrating moments, they all point back to the same thing: a little breakdown in politeness. But what does that word even mean anymore? Well, the good news is it's not some super complicated secret code you have to memorize. It's actually way, way simpler than you think.
Okay, so at its absolute core, social etiquette is just this: the actions that help people feel respected and comfortable in social places. That's it. So here's the big takeaway. It's not actually about you looking good or proper. It's about making other people feel good. It's a simple act of consideration that sends a really powerful signal. I see you, and you matter. This quote really reframes the whole idea, doesn't it? Try to think of etiquette less like a rigid rule book and more like a mindset. With this mindset, every little interaction becomes a chance to show mutual respect, to just acknowledge another person's presence and their value. And that is so important because these small acknowledgments are literally how we build trust and hold our society together, one small, kind action at a time.
So how do we actually put this into practice? Well, let's build what I like to call your everyday etiquette toolkit. Think of these as the basic foundational cheat codes that can get you through pretty much any social situation a lot more smoothly.
And we can break this whole toolkit down into 4 really simple foundations. First, you've got the verbal polish. That's just the words we use. Then, the space saver, how we move around in public. Third is the conversation connector, how we actually talk with people. And last, the health helper, which is really just about being mindful of everyone's well-being.
Okay, so let's see this toolkit in action. Your verbal polish, that's your simple "excuse me" and "thank you." The space saver is just not pushing people or cutting in line. The conversation connector means not interrupting someone mid-sentence. And yeah, putting your phone on silent to show you're actually listening. And the health helper is as easy as covering your mouth when you cough. See? These are the absolute building blocks of respect.
Okay, so we've got the basic tools down. Now let's level up and apply them to some of those trickier situations. The ones that don't have a simple yes or no answer. Let's try to solve a few social puzzles together. All right, here's our first one. The door dilemma. Picture it. You've just walked through a door and you can hear footsteps right behind you. What's the move? Do you let it swing shut or do you hold it open? What does your new toolkit tell you is the right call here? You see, just letting it close can send this subconscious message that says, "You're invisible to me." But holding the door, even just for a second, that tiny little act communicates something huge. I see you. I acknowledge you. It's this micro moment of connection that feels good to both give and receive. And it reinforces this idea that we're all part of a shared community. That's the real power here. Puzzle number 2, the queue quandary. We've all been here. You're at the grocery store, maybe the bank. The line you're in has ground to a halt, but the one right next to you is just flying. Oh man, the temptation to just jump ship is so real. So, do you do it? Sure, jumping the line might save you 60 seconds, maybe. But what you're really doing is telling every single person who is waiting patiently that your time is more valuable than theirs. Ouch. Waiting your turn, on the other hand, upholds that unspoken social contract of fairness. It shows respect for the group as a whole. All right, let's tackle our final and, let's be honest, most delicate puzzle, the friendship test. This is a tough one.
Your good friend has noticeable body odor, and it's making you and maybe other people uncomfortable. So what is the polite way to handle this without completely destroying the friendship?
Now, saying nothing might seem like the polite thing to do because, hey, it avoids an awkward conversation, but is it truly respectful to let your friend continue in a situation that might be causing them social problems they don't even know about? The more considerate approach, even though it's way harder, is to find a private moment and just speak kindly and gently. It shows you actually care enough to have that difficult conversation. So, we've defined what etiquette really is, we've built our toolkit, and we've worked through some pretty tricky puzzles. Now comes the most important part of all, taking this from theory and putting it into your world. And please, remember this crucial point. Nobody is expecting you to be perfect. You're still going to have awkward moments. You might forget to hold the door one day. That is totally okay. The goal isn't some flawless 100% performance. It's just about a consistent effort to be considerate of the people around you. So, I want to leave you with a direct question to think about. After everything we've just talked about, what is one small, simple act of respect that you'll consciously try to practice today? Maybe it's just putting your phone away when you're talking to someone. Maybe it's giving a really genuine thank you to the barista. Whatever it is, just make it intentional. Because ultimately, that's what this is all about. Etiquette isn't just some dusty list of rules. It's the invisible language we use to show each other, whether they're our best friends or total strangers, that hey, we're all on the same team here, just trying to navigate this complicated world together.